What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Disgaea 6. Now in this video, everybody, I'm going to be showing you the absolute best way possible to farm HL in Disgaea 6. Now HL is money in Disgaea 6 and it's used for one of the most important aspects possible, the juice bar, and for that you need a lot of it. The only problem is, you don't really get a huge amount of money in Disgaea 6 from just simply killing things. Now, obviously there was back in the demo where we found out about damage reward, which is simply put, it's absolutely broken because it means the more damage you deal, the more HL you generate. Combining that with handicap means that you don't kill monsters, so you generate absolutely ridiculous amounts of HL incredibly quickly. Now, as you can see right here, I've currently got a setup going where I'm dealing anywhere between 2 and 6 septillion damage every single hit. And that's on every single mob as well. So right now I have about 10 or 11 mobs here that I'm hitting for septillions worth of damage, sextillions worth of damage, and I'm doing 179 hits each time. Now, just in terms of the amount of HL that will generate is already ridiculously stupid. The only downside is we can't actually really use this method to its fullest potential until we get the Disgaea DLC and the Quadrillion DLC, because they have two very important abilities that we need to honestly just absolutely astronomically increase our damage potential with this method. So for now, I'm just using 2 primies. I will go over the entire setup momentarily. For now though, let's get into everything else, shall we? So as you can see right there at the bottom left of the menu, destroy bonus 699, and then, well, pretty much the rest of the numbers are cut off. Well, if I go ahead and just end this turn and then, you know, just kill everything off, it's like lucky enough to kill everything off. It's not going to be that difficult. All I have to do is keep going over to the Geocube. Oh wow, I couldn't actually think of the name there for a second there. But yeah, all I have to do is go over to the Geocube, attack that, and it will kill everything on here. One thing I will say though is, you see these lucky boards? These are not normally on this map. In order to actually turn things into lucky boards, we do actually need to use Marjolein. And the reason for that is her miraculous change skill actually turns enemies into lucky boards. And the reason that's important is lucky boards have ridiculously low resistances, meaning more damage. Unfortunately, we can't absolutely abuse their sword resistance for now, just because we don't have the ability yet, because we don't have Quadrillion and Disgaea. So there is that to keep in mind. Now, before I carry on, let's just end this fight, and then we'll really get into the bulk of things. Whoops, wrong character. It's right, half of my characters still have handicap on, because you pretty much need handicap on a few characters to set this method up. So first things first, we're just going to go ahead, kill that, and complete the stage. So we're going to get the full bonus, not a problem, you know, it doesn't really matter. But look at that HL, guys. Look at that HL. Now that's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion, 699 quadrillion. 699 quadrillion HL, just like that. And this hasn't even been running all that long, to be honest. I will also mention that is puny compared to the numbers you can get. It is actually possible to get your attack all the way up to 32 trillion, and of course with the abilities we are missing from Quadrillion and Disgaea, we're missing a lot of damage there as well. You can actually get this method up to the point of where you're earning literally not just quadrillions per hour, you can literally get it to where you're earning quintillions per hour. Now, the fully set up version on the Japanese version with all the DLC and whatnot, you can actually get this up to 75 quintillion HL per hour. So, How do we do it? Well, first things first, as you can see at the top right there, there is the boost. That is not needed. That does not affect damage rewards, so do not worry about that. That plays absolutely no part in this. Likewise, the cheat shop, that also does not play any part in this at all. This only affects money you get from kills and not from damage rewards, so that is pointless. I do suggest having enemy strength set to 0 because weaker enemies mean you do more damage. Back to square one, it does need to be on for the map to have even more enemies than normal, so you do need to have that on. As for everything else, doesn't matter. Now, the map that you actually do this method on is the 7-4 map, which, when I find it, I'll tell you the name. So it's Musical World 2, Skydream Street. And the reason we do that is because of the attack 50% geo. It's in a nice long line, and, well, it's just super easy to set up there. Well, I say it's super easy. It is a bit of a pain, but that's just the time it takes. So, let's actually look at the characters we need. So, first things first. Right now, we have the two main characters. For me, I've got Tommy and Diva. I've set these as Prinnies because we need them to be monster units. We do need them to be monster units. So, that's why I've just turned them into Prinnies. Now, as for the other characters, these are support characters right here. So these 8 characters, like, these can be pretty much anything, other than the fact I do suggest having Marjolaine and Rosalind. These two are pretty damn important because of their base abilities. Now, the main reason these 8 are here is to weaken the lucky boards even further, and to further increase our damage. So what I'm going to do with these is we're going to have Dominant Smile on them, which increases stats of all Prinnies on the map by 30%. This means we don't need stat boosting abilities on our 2 main damage dealers, because we will still hit the 100% cap by just having Dominant Smile a few times on different characters. Now, Dominant Smile comes from Etna, so you don't need to worry about that, super easy to get. There is Lucky Song, increases critical rate of all ally units on the map by 5%. I believe that comes from the little pink monster thing. I can't remember the name, I'm very sorry. It's the same one that gives you Happy Song and Fortune Song, though. And then we have Kill with Water. This decreases water resistance for other units on the map by 15%. I do have Handicap on, just because, like, it's easier to set up. Absolute Ruler, that's normally not what you would use here. Unfortunately, because we don't have the DLC, I've just thrown that on, you know, just because. Once we get Disgaea and Killia DLC, though, this will actually change. But I'll make a new video when those DLCs actually release in a month or 2. Now, those are the abilities we use on most characters, not all though. So as you can see right now, my Sissy Witch is the exact same, using Lovely Song as the unique ability. Then Marjolaine's a little bit different. So Marjolaine, we're going to have Dominant Smile and Lucky Song. Handicap, but we're also going to have Bodyguards. This increases the attack power of male units in a Scion squad on the map by 5%. It's a nice little boost. You know, it's a nice little damage boost for us. Listen to My Song increases the attack power of male ally units by 5% each attack. So again, that's another 50% damage. Counter Contemplor and Convert Force, because I need Marjolaine to have high stats. So even though she's not maxed, she still has 3.1 trillion right now. Ideally, that would be 32 trillion intelligence, but I'm still a long way off. And the main reason for that is we want to abuse her Magic Instruct ability, which increases the attack power of ally units within 2 panels by 10% of own intelligence. So think about it, guys. 10% or 32 trillion. That's an extra 3.2 trillion attack power. That's a lot, okay? That's a huge, huge amount. And of course, equip her with a staff as well, because it increases attack power as well. Now, for Meliodia, now again, you don't have to use Meliodia. You can use another character if you want. I use Meliodia though because of Heroine's Temper, which increases damage dealt by melee units by 20%. Right, so here we have Absolute Ruler, Lucky Song, Kill with Water. Again, very, very standard. You can change Absolute Ruler if you want to Dominant Smile if you're using 2 Prinnies. If you're watching this video after Disgaea and Killia DLC are released, stop what you're doing right now. Go look at the updated version, because your earnings will be literally like 10 times higher minimum. This is just to get us through the next month, basically. And then for Rosalind, again, it's just Kill with Water, Lucky Song, Absolute Ruler. As you can see, we're just boosting stats right now and reducing the Lucky Board's resistances. And this is the same as we go along. So, now that we've gone through all the abilities for our backup characters, let's take a look at our two main damage dealers. Now, because Marjolaine has bodyguards, she does have to be in the same squad as my two damage dealers, which is the skill squad, because that increases damage dealt with by normal attacks by 100%. So for abilities, these are pretty much going to be the same. You need support attack, and then I just use Evil Eye because, you know, it lowers the defense by another 30%. Support attack is how we get those really, really ridiculously high attack combos going, though. We have Mermaid Cord, which increases water element damage by 25% per adjacent ally unit. So, again, a nice little boost because we stack in towers. Mana Blade, add 50% of intelligence to attack power when normal attacking with a sword. Because, as you can see, we do... Well, okay, I can't show you just there, so I'll talk about that after. But yes, we use a sword for this. Spirit Gun, when performing a non-elemental attack, add elements of unit's highest resistance. This is just so we can abuse the 100% water weakness on the lucky boards, giving us even more damage. Piercing Shot, so we damage every single lucky board and the Geo symbol. Damage Reward, so we actually earn HL. And then right now, I've got Aggression, increases attack power by 75% when attacking normally. Board Killer, an extra 50% damage when attacking lucky boards. Longhorn, 30% chance to increase damage dealt by 100%. And of course, Handicap, so I don't kill things. Now, Longhorn, Board Killer, and Aggression should not be here. We're just using them for now because, you guessed it, we need to wait for the DLC abilities. It sucks, I know, but what can you do? Now, this is the exact same for D.Va as well. The abilities are the same between these two. So let's look at gear now. Now, when it comes to gear, it's super, super important. Firstly, our two main killers, well, damage dealers, they need swords to make use of Mana Blade. And then on the any of the equipment, we need to have the Unique Innocent Combo Maker on them all. That is ridiculously, ridiculously important. Each Combo Maker you have increases your normal attacks by 2. So if you have a character with 4 Combo Makers, that means you're going to be doing 9 attacks. Do that with 2 characters, that's another 9, that's 18. Include all the support attacks and things like that, and that's how you get it all the way up to 179 attacks each turn. We're going to be abusing that for the super ridiculously high damage. In terms of Innocence, you really, really only need Hypnotist, Professional, and Cryophile. Now, I messed up before I set up for this video, so, like, the grind you are watching me do, I actually still had Firefighter and Aeronaut as well, so I was actually doing a hell of a lot less damage than I should have been. Because, unfortunately, the Prinny Resistances, well... my fire and water was the same, unfortunately, so I couldn't abuse the extra ice damage there. So my results were about half of what they should have been for that little bit at the start. Okay, so we've gone over the gear now. That is super important, though. Like, those are the only 3 innocents you need. You just need the Combo Maker Innocent, and you can really get things going. So now that we've gone over all of the gear, the abilities, let's take a look at the Demonic Intelligences. Now, Demonic Intelligence does not matter at all for these 8 characters right here, because they're going to be in a tower, so they're not going to be doing anything anyway. For the 2 damage dealers, it's going to be a very, very simple DI. We're just going to target the Geo symbol, use a normal attack. So we're going to throw everything into a line, and then we're going to use a Geo symbol at the end of the line, and we're just going to target that, attack it, and so on and so forth. So keeping things nice and simple, because why make it complicated, you know? It doesn't need to be complicated, okay, guys? So, with all of the setup out the way, let's actually talk about how to do this. So again, we are going to go to Musical World 2, Stage 4, so that is Stage 7-4. Make sure you are on normal mode on the stage difficulty, because lower stats. Now, this is where things actually get super, super annoying. What I suggest doing is having a War Lady, and on her weapon or equipment, you know, doesn't matter, make sure you have something that will put the enemies to sleep. So if we look right there, I've just used Full Strike, and now everything's asleep and paralyzed. And the reason for that is you don't want them to damage you. You know, you don't want them to attack or anything like that, because anytime your character counters here, you're going to be lowering monsters down to just 1 health. So if they use an AoE attack, they're going to kill them. And there's only so many reinforcements that come out of the base panel. So again, we're just going to keep Full Striking with with this war lady here, I'm going to send one of my units all the way over the map because I need to pick this geo symbol up because it's ally damage 50%. That's really, really, really bad. We don't want that, okay? We don't want that at all. Now, as for this unit here, Naive, we're actually just going to send a unit over to kill her. So I'm going to send Maliodia all the way over there, and she's going to kill Naive for me. Then we're also going to bring out Marjolaine, and this is where we're going to start turning everything into lucky boards. So I'm going to use the unique skill now to turn it into a lucky board. Now, ideally, you wouldn't use full strike at the start of a turn, you would use it at the end, because once you turn it into a lucky board, it will actually... it will basically remove the ailments from it, unfortunately. So right now, I'm going to send that all the way over. Well, I'm going to send my Melodia all the way over. I'm going to quickly kill Naive. Right, so Naive's dead. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my Prinny all the way up. I'm going to lift up this geo symbol, and I'm going to throw that down here. Why? I don't know, just because I can, I guess. It doesn't really matter, but it's an extra 50% weakness at the end of the day, so might as well use it, hadn't we? And now it's just a case of using Meliodia, turn everything into a lucky board, keep everything asleep with full strike. And then one of the things you can do as well is you can bring out another unit, just make sure it's resistant to sleep, and you can start throwing all of the lucky boards in a line like you saw at the very start of the video. And that is it, guys. That is how you earn absolutely insane amounts of money on Disgaea 6. Now, I'm not going to show the whole process of turning everything into lucky boards because it takes about 10 minutes. So it's not really that conventional. But, you know, this is perfect if you want to grind money overnight or something like that. Because let's be honest, if you actually want to max out your HP with the juice bar, you're going to need a ridiculous amount of money. Because look at that, 706 quadrillion. And I can only get 7 quadrillion HP. It is absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane how expensive the stats are. But though, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope it's helped. If it has, then please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. As always, everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.